Good morning everyone and welcome to a new video on the channel. It is Saturday the 8th of November 2025 and today we're off back to the International Stadium. It is Gateshead versus Solihull Moors in the National League. So here I'm in Gateshead and going into this afternoon's game. Solihull are currently in 15th place in the National League table and right on cue just before every team plays Gateshead it seems to be. They've had a real uplifting result in their last game, which was a 4-0 win over Truro on Wednesday night, so they'll be coming up here with quite a lot of confidence from that. And I do like their manager Chris Millington. I think yes, his style of play maybe isn't everyone's cup of tea, but he knows how to get results and that kind of thing. And I think once he's stamped his authority a bit more there, got one or two players in that maybe complement his style a little bit more, I think there will be I think they'll be like more than comfortable there. But that being said, they do still have some players that are effective and that can hurt you. A familiar name to Gateshead fans coming back to the International Stadium today will be Ben Werman, who was at the club last season and for about half of the season before part of that FA Trophy winning side against Solihull. But as a Motherwell fan as well, another familiar name to me on a personal level, Connor Wilkinson leads their front line. Of course, had a brief spell at Fir Park the season before last, so hoping that he has an absolute stinker today, as much as I did respect his effort levels and what have you while he was in a Motherwell shirt. But we're coming into this game now in 17th place following that disappointing 4-0 loss at York City the other night. And look, we've known for months and months and months that that was never going to be a game that was going to be kind of season defining for us when you look at York's squad depth, the budget they've got compared to us, etc. It was never going to be a game that was going to be kind of season defining for us. I mean, yes, you can always catch teams like York, Rochdale, Southend, Forest Green, whoever, on an off day, but I think the fact that there was kind of no positives outside of the goalkeeping performance for us from that game is a bit of a concern. It is something that we do need to respond to today. I'm expecting a bit more rotation. I think there probably was maybe one or two tired legs from the game last Saturday and on Wednesday, and I think the fact that the league now have this thing where they play half the games on a Tuesday and half the games on a Wednesday, it's an absolute sham, to be honest with you. If something's not broken, you don't fix it, do you? It's the same. I just don't see what was wrong with having a full round of 12 fixtures all on a Tuesday. I think the whole league preferred that, but no. Obviously, the TV companies are so important that they had to change that, didn't they? But that being said, we can't use it as an excuse. Solihull played their game on Wednesday as well, and I think everyone at the club, based on what's being said, knows the importance of getting a good performance in today. Because yes, a lot of people are running out of patience or have already run out of patience with just how poor the home form has been so far, and I think everyone, players, management, etc., are fully aware of that, and want to turn the tide on that as well. So it's a really, really important day this for us. It's against a side that, based on the way the season started, are likely to be kind of around in the league table. So so these are the sorts of games that you do have to show up in if you don't want to be below that dreaded dotted line. So yeah, really, really important game for us today. And I think over the years, games against Solihull have been we've been kind of quite well matched. A lot of draws in there, a lot of games settled by the odd goal. Though in more recent times, I have to say we have had the better of it. As I mentioned, and I probably always will mention whenever we play Solihull, though we did of course beat them in the FA Trophy final, but last season got a league double over them as well. In the game up here, the last minute winner from Owen Aseni after dominating that second half, really, didn't we? Then went down to Damson Park in February, and that game, if anything, was a bit too straightforward. And I think that was probably the early signs that it was never going to work out for Solihull with Matt Taylor, who has ultimately lost his job this season. I think to nobody's surprise, but hopefully by 5 o'clock we'll finally be starting to maybe turn the tide a little bit on our home form. So let's head on down to the International Stadium and find out how it all unfolds. So the teams are warming up. Solihull getting ready over there, going to be in their yellow and blue home strip by the looks of things this afternoon. And Gateshead getting ready to say, of course, we are going to be in our white and black home strip. Anyway, I will see you when the players are coming out the tunnel and ready to start the match.
Go on! Oh, man. You can finish that one. Right, many people can do that. I love how many people can do that. Got you before. Here's a Newcastle. Oh, nice. Go on. Oh, okay. Went out there. Your foul. Doesn't matter. On. Down man on there. That's a foul. It's a ball on. Yeah? Oh! Shoot! Man! He's not winning. Keep running.
again. He's running away with the ball.
Wherever his leg is pointing at the time, if it's way up in there. Someone needed him. Top three.
Half-time, Gateshead 0, Solihull Moors 0. It's been a very tentative game so far, I've got to say. It's been pretty even between two sides. That I think based on that first half, it's quite glaringly obvious that they're going to be kind of around each other in kind of mid-table come the end of the season. But that being said, I think there's been some good aspects of the play in the first half. Created a couple of good chances, a couple of very decent passes from midfield to try and get us going, etc. Solihull, for all they've had quite a lot of the ball, haven't really been able to hurt us as such yet. I think you've got to give a bit of credit to the defensive side for that. But all in all, it's not been the best game of football, let's be honest. It's been, I think if you're neutral coming to this game so far, I'm guessing you'd be pretty bored. It's got kind of a couple of similarities to the Brackley game a couple of weeks ago, really, in the sense of two sides likely to be around each other in the league table, cancelling each other out a little bit. But hopefully, as the game goes on, it'll start to open up a bit more, and eventually, fingers crossed, we can find that breakthrough. But do have to maybe keep tabs on how many yellow cards we are getting, because the referee's quite card happy, it has to be said, and not going to lie, I'm getting a little bit frustrated with him. I think he's giving fouls to them especially a little bit too cheaply, and as we say, giving cards out a little bit too easily. But anyway, we've just got to kind of rise above that and keep playing our stuff, and hopefully the reward will come for that.
All right. 1-0. Go on. Go on! Oh, okay. That'd be hard to do. Not the league, though, man. Oh, too easy. Away, man. Oh! Get out! Useless. 6 home defeats in November.
He's Stop giving us anything, really. Really good side.
That's it.
Absolute embarrassment. Six minutes.
As the agreement, I'd like to announce that Gateshead FC's man of the match this afternoon.
Full-time Gateshead 0, Solihull Moors 2. I think we can now say that the FA Cup result was just paper over the cracks, because what's been thrown up since has been absolute shit. You look at that on Wednesday night. I mean, yes, that was never ever going to be a game that was going to define our season in any way, but the fact that we just didn't lay a glove on them all night showed them far too much respect. Like, just showed zero commitment, just allowed them to walk the ball into the net. But again, I kind of brushed it off, thinking, okay, they're clearly a better side than us. Hopefully Saturday's game will be a bit more of a realistic representation of where we're at, and in a lot of respects it actually was, because I think for the most part it was quite an even game. I think the first half it was two sides that cancel each other out. Second half, up until the goal, it was pretty much the same thing, but I think we were probably having the better of it chances wise, and it did maybe feel as though it was going to be a case of it either would come or it wouldn't. But hopefully it will be something to build on in future weeks. But they get the goal almost out of nothing, and I'm not going to go at Tiernan Brooks for it, because I know it's probably easy to lose sight of the fact that obviously the corner that led to the goal was actually as a result of him making a very, very good save previously. So yes, it wasn't his best moment, but again, I'm not pinning the blame on him. I think what's kind of angered me even more is the lack of response to that, which has just been the case too many times when we've fallen behind this season. No matter how early in the game, late in the game, we'd go behind, and heads just totally drop. I mean, obviously the only exceptions to that being Yeovil and Truro. Pretty much every other time it's just been go a goal down, heads drop, then it just be a bit too straightforward for the opposition. I know Chapman had that shot that went wide, but other than that, it did feel as though that it was probably only a matter of time before Solihull scored again, which of course did, and they're obviously going back down the road with the 3 points in the bag. So it's beyond the joke now, the home form. I mean, 6 home defeats when you're only on the 8th of November is nothing short of disgraceful, really. 5 points from 9 home games, and really the 2 home games that we drew we should have lost both of them as well. So we keep hearing over and over again that we're going to do this, that, and the other to address it, but yet nothing ever gets done, and I'm sick of it now. I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels that way. I think the only reason bit really to go to home games now is just so I can honour the £350 or whatever it was to pay for my season ticket, because you go into home games now where you almost know that you've got no chance of winning, and then I don't feel as though that's going to change anytime soon. The social aspect's dying with the attendance is ever dwindling, and yeah, so really after that Woking game in April, what good reason am I going to have to keep going after that? Because I'm honestly, I'm losing the energy to go to home games, especially the away ones. It's a little bit different because you still got a bit of a day out of it, etc. There's a lot of expats go to those games, so where there's social aspects there, but honestly, home games, it's just it's just not enjoyable, and it hasn't been for quite some time. And this bad home form thing, it's not even kind of localised to this season, is it? You think I think we've won 3 home games in the league in 2025, which is that's completely and utterly unacceptable, isn't it? And Gateshead as a club, it is a club that is heavily reliant on like people coming through the turnstiles, buying programs, buying food and drink, etc. But if we keep throwing up these performances, then can you really blame people for staying away? I personally don't think you can. So it feels like we're in free fall at the minute, and sleepwalking our way towards the relegation zone. No win now in the last 5 league games since that 5-2 win at Morecambe, and it's so hard to tell where the next league win's going to come from, because next week it's away to Forest Green, which kind of has the feeling as though it's going to be the same as what it was at York on Wednesday night and what it was at Rochdale back in August. And after that, it's Boreham Wood at home, who have performed above expectations, and fair play to them on that. But again, with it being a home game, you're just going up there, like, I wouldn't even say in hope more than expectation, just hoping it's not an absolute embarrassment. Then after that, Sutton away, again, I know they've had a pretty horrific start to the season, but a team that you feel as though will improve as the season goes on, and that's a huge concern of mine. We're 19th in the table at the minute, obviously 2 places above the relegation zone. Yes, there's a kind of 6-point gap, but you look at it, I think eventually Coleman will get things right at Aldershot. At some point, you do feel as though Braintree are going to pull a plug on Steve Pitt, the way they're going at the minute. Morecambe, you do feel as though they've got the finances, the resources to get better in the second half of the season. Sutton, the same. Truro, they seem to have a bit more kind of grit and a bit more fight about them than what we do. So again, it does feel as though we're kind of sleepwalking our way into the National League North, and as I say, at this moment in time, I just don't see how we turn the tide on that. It's so grim going to the International Stadium at the minute. I really hate it, and I'm sure other people really hate it as well. And people are telling me, oh, you need to be a bit more positive and that sort of thing. It works both ways. Yes, by my own admission, maybe at times I can be a bit harsh, but at the same time, there needs to be something for me to be positive about, and right now there just isn't. But that is that for this video, and I'll be back on Tuesday night with the Gateshead versus West Auckland Town Durham Challenge Cup game. So there'll be a lot of kind of rotation in that. Maybe we'll see 1 or 2 players that are on the cusp of coming back from injury maybe get minutes, but can we can we get a rare home win and actually make it so we've had more home wins in the Durham Challenge Cup than what we've had in the league? Check back on Tuesday to find out, but until then, take care, cheers for watching, see you later.